I deserve a Pulitzer Prize for uncovering the information that I'm about to share with you. Because to get to the bottom of what happened between these two spoiled brats, I interviewed 17 people. So take a seat, because I'm pretty sure I'm the only person on the entire internet that actually knows the full story of what happened and is also willing to tell you. So by mid-2023, Alex Cooper's $60 million deal with Spotify was coming to a close, and she really wanted to launch the Unwell Network. But let's be honest, at this point in time, the Unwell Network was really nothing more than just Call Her Daddy wearing a trench coat. So Alex Cooper needed some marquee talent, someone that would really convince SiriusXM to write a 9-figure check, more than double what Spotify had just paid her and revealed her independent market value as one podcast to be. So she needed Alex Earle. Since 22-year-old Alex Earle was such a rising star, Alex Cooper was able to sign her and use her name and likeness to convince SiriusXM to give her $125 million. Now, according to my source close to Earle, the contract was structured to heavily favor Unwell, with Alex Earle only receiving $1.2 million a year. Poor thing. I have no idea how she survived on such a small amount of money. So the cracks in their relationship began almost immediately when they sat down for their first podcast together. It was a drunk get ready with me, and Cooper asked Earle some very vulgar, inappropriate questions while they were drinking, and my source tells me that later on Earle felt that she was taken advantage of and regretted how she came across in that video because she wasn't comfortable answering some of those questions, but felt pressured because Alex Cooper was older than her, was her boss, someone that she looked up to, and also she was drinking, so she was a little bit loose-lipped. Very shortly after, their professional relationship was strained even further after Alex Earle had posted this on her Instagram story following the October 7th attacks. This, of course, caused a lot of controversy for Alex Earle, even resulting in her getting dropped by Gymshark, who she later sued. And my source tells me that Alex Cooper privately felt that Alex Earle's podcasts would be a brand liability because Cooper had plans to position the Unwell Network in the progressive cultural mainstream. Now, fast forward, the political turbulence between the two Alexes came to a scathing breaking point the day that Alex Cooper decided to interview Kamala Harris on October 6th. 2024. The source I spoke to told me that Alex Earle's father, TJ, who at this point in time has taken over as her de facto manager, was completely furious that the network his daughter was contractually tied to was being used as a platform for the Democratic Party. He's a Republican, if you didn't know. Alex Earle herself, being a Trump supporter, is not new information. This is her posting the Trump flag in 2020. This is her hanging out with Ivanka Trump. I mean, these are the Instagram posts. I'm Canadian and even I can connect the dots. Now, what happened after Kamala Gate is actually extraordinary because Alex Earle and her father, TJ, heavily pressured Alex Cooper that if she was going to interview Kamala Harris, she had to publicly extend an offer for Donald Trump to appear on Call Her Daddy as well. And my source told me that Cooper deeply regretted even making the Trump offer, feeling that it contradicted everything that she built her brand around. But ultimately, Alex Earle and her dad TJ, which allegedly it was mostly Alex Earle's dad, threw such a fit that they felt they didn't have a choice in the situation, and this is when the relationship became extremely adversarial. So allegedly, according to my source, after this entire political escapade, Alex Earle's father, TJ, demanded to have a meeting with Alex Cooper's husband, Matt Kaplan, who does a lot of the business dealings of the Unwell Network. The two of them had a meeting in which TJ, who really is the Kris Jenner of Alex Earle, like he's a dadager, if that's a word, I just made that up. He demanded that Alex Earle be let out of the contract because she was underpaid at this point in time from when she was signed to now. She is, getting paid $350,000 a post for her. It's not worth it to only be paid $1 million a year anymore. And then Matt Kaplan actually said, no, there's 6 months or whatever was left of the contract. She's going to see it through. We are not releasing her. And TJ blew up, and it was allegedly borderline like an actual physical altercation. So this altercation obviously ruined what was left of this extremely toxic relationship. And by this time, Alex Earle was obviously aware that her contract with Unwell was not going to be renewed. Not that I think she would even want to renew it if it was up to her. But she knew it was going to be publicly seen as a snub, so Alex Earle attempted to kind of snub Alex Cooper back by not showing face and attending that infamous Super Bowl party that Unwell hosted, which is when people started to realize there may have been a rift between Alex Cooper and Alex Earle. So according to my source, and this one specifically may be a little bit biased, Alex Earl was furious that the public narrative became she was dropped from Unwell. This is something she's extremely sensitive to and makes her very angry, which is also why she was so upset when Gymshark dropped her, even suing them for $1 million. And fun fact, in that lawsuit, her argument as to why they breached their contract was basically, you knew my views before you signed me, so you can't drop me for, like, she stood 10 toes down on this post, just so you guys know. So allegedly, because she felt scorned and embarrassed, she took it upon herself to like shady comments, to post shady videos, and to allude to this deep and dark, separation between her and Cooper, when the reality is what I shared with you, which was, business disagreements. There wasn't really some huge smoking gun where Alex Cooper locked her in the basement and abused her. It just isn't a story that if she were to share it publicly, many people would empathize with, to be like, oh, I was only paid $1.2 million a year. The average person who can't afford groceries is going to be like, shut the fuck up. There's people that are dying, Kim. So now that Alex Earl sort of subversely created this implication that Alex Cooper is some monster behind the scenes, Alex Cooper, of course, posted her video, which you all saw, saying, Miley, what's good? If you're gonna say something, say it with your full chest and air out all the details. And now Alex Earl is backed into a corner because she commented saying, okay, I'm on it, giving everyone the suggestion that she's going to do some huge expose and peel back the curtain and expose, like in Scooby-Doo when they take the mask off to show what a supervillain Alex Cooper really is. When in reality, when you go and you sit down and you try to explain what really happened, I don't want to say the story isn't as interesting as people think, although that could be part of it, even though once you have all the facts that I just shared, I do think it's interesting. It's more so that the story and the facts actually don't favor Alex Earl at all, and I think she would come out looking a lot worse. And my source told me that in the moment, Alex Earl really did plan to respond. She was angry, she was ready to make a video after Coachella, and then once the adults actually came into the room, her management team, her dad, her brand that she just started, her investors, she has an entire financial ecosystem around her that could come crumbling down if she makes one wrong move. And there would be a lot of backlash around her coming out and airing out all the dirty laundry. And I think based on the facts that I just shared with you guys, actually there's a lot more dirt that Alex Cooper has on Alex Earl than the other way around. So she said she's gonna respond. It's been a few days now and she hasn't. So it kind of makes it look a lot worse when she starts making TikToks again and just ignores it. So what my source has told me is she's going to post something very generic where she sort of alludes to it and then address the entire situation later on in her Netflix series, which she now has a reality show, if you didn't know. I believe that Alex Earl believes that she was a victim of Alex Cooper because her mind was probably warped from being spoiled from a young age, which can definitely happen, when in reality, she was just told no because of business decisions. And in reality, her podcast actually declined in numbers extremely quickly. It did not succeed. I think it's extremely telling that it's been 4 days and it's been radio silence from her. If the truth is on your side, you don't need 4 days to get your story straight. You can immediately set up your phone and just tell the truth, but I just don't think the truth is on her side. As always, if you have any tips for me on this situation or anything, you can anonymously email me here, and I would love to hear your take in the comment section on this Alex versus Alex debacle.